Hi there. Our top story on Indian Express Opinion Videos is the visit by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Astana, the capital of Kazakhstan, where the Prime Minister is participating in a meeting of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. India has finally become a member of this very important organization after 10 long years. Other world leaders who participate here, who are members, are China. Therefore, Xi Jinping, the president of China, is in Kazakhstan, as is Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, as is the Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. So Prime Minister Modi will be sitting on the high table with all these leaders. But to explain this story, to discuss this much more, and to explain the significance and the complexity of India's membership, I have with me Shubhajit Roy, Indian Express's ace correspondent in Astana in Kazakhstan. Shubhajit, tell us, the Prime Minister has met Xi Jinping and other world leaders, but tell us the significance of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Why is it such a big deal that India has finally become a member after so many years?
Prime Minister Narendra Modi came to Astana to become a member of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which has included 2 new members on Friday. India and Pakistan both became permanent members of this organization, which is a grouping dominated by China and Russia. It also has almost 42% of the population and a significant part of the GDP.
Prime Minister Modi has met the Chinese President Xi Jinping, but over the last year or so, we have seen how the relationship between India and China has actually deteriorated. So what do you make of the meeting that has just taken place? What is it that India wants? What is it that China is willing to give? Did they talk about the nuclear suppliers group, for example, where China has been holding out India's membership to the NSG? What other issues, what other matters do you think both leaders discussed?
Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping had a meeting for about 45 minutes in Astana, and in that meeting they focused on the positives and talked about economic cooperation and factors of stability that dominates the region and the world because of the presence of the 2 countries. Which also, the 2 leaders, talked about the generics and did not touch on any of the hot button issues like the CPEC or the other issues as the NSG or the Maulana Masood Azhar. Foreign Secretary Jaishankar told the media here that, told us today that, the leaders were meeting at a summit level and they were talking about big picture issues.
Now, both Prime Minister Modi and the Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif are in Astana, and this is the first time both leaders are meeting since Mr. Modi dropped in at Nawaz Sharif's granddaughter's wedding in Lahore, in Raiwind in December 2015. We know the terror attacks that have taken place in India since then. The relationship is bitter. We know that the Prime Minister has said that terror and talks cannot go together. But interestingly, Nawaz Sharif has also congratulated the Prime Minister on India's membership of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So tell us, Shubhajit, what do you think the 2 leaders are going to say when they sit across the high table from each other? There will be other world leaders present on that high table. As we know, both Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping, as well as all the other leaders of Central Asia. How are Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif going to come across?
Prime Minister Modi and Pakistan PM Nawaz Sharif had a brief encounter on Thursday night at just before the cultural program which was hosted by the Kazakh president, and there they exchanged pleasantries. Beyond that, as of today, as of Friday afternoon, there is no word of official meeting between the 2 leaders.
So my last question to you is, do you think India and Pakistan must pick up the baton and must start talking to each other? There has been a lot of bitterness in the past, not only in this past year, but in the past several years, ever since the Mumbai attacks in 2008, and that's going to be 9 years ago. But do you think that the people of India and Pakistan really need their leaderships to sit across the table and discuss all the problems that they have and how to move forward in the future?
The 2 sides have a tough relationship with lots of outstanding issues between the 2 countries. So it is imperative, it is important for the two countries to talk to each other, engage with each other. However, it's upon the government what stance it takes depending on its political and diplomatic objectives.
Thank you, Shubhajit, for explaining this very complex and very interesting story for us. I'm afraid we'll have to leave it there. That's all for now.